And now, on with the show.
G'day, and welcome to Diecast Labs Australia. Today, coming in is a Dinky Toys 176 Austin 105. So we'll see if we can get the truck to back it up properly and have it come in. Alright, so we'll see if we can push it into the workshop and have a closer look at it. Okay, we've been able to push it into the garage. So next we'll take a closer look at it to see what needs to be done. As you watch this casting go around the turntable, I'd like to thank the returning friends of the channel. If you're a first-time viewer, I hope you stay and share what sometimes a bumbling old fart like me is up to, trying to give old die-cast toys a new lease of life. This channel is geared to the hobbyist, so what I do is not always perfect, but at least I'm giving it a go. Sit back and relax as you watch today's episode. You never know, you might have a laugh or two, or you might be inspired with what I try and do. So, let's get on with the show. So taking a closer look at the casting, as I said earlier, missing all 4 tyres, was restored or did a resto mod by a previous owner. Not a bad job, but it needs a little bit more updating, so to speak. I can't remember if it came with a window unit or not, but in any case it is missing one. So we need to make one. We also need to make some tyres, or we'll do a wheel swap, and we are going to put an interior in this thing. From what I can see inside the vehicle, you may not see it, looks like it used to be cream and blue, the original colour, I'm guessing. Yeah, so this colour was the main body, and the inside here was blue. The roof may have been blue as well, according to some images on Google Images, that is. So I don't know what colour we're painting this yet. You'll have to come along for the journey to find out. So, see you in a moment. Well, disassembly on this vehicle is rather easy in that the previous owner only glued this back in. So I've just been in with a screwdriver and just popped it off. So that can go in to the stripper venue. As mentioned, restored by a previous owner. They only painted the outside, which is good for us. But the colour scheme is we have a creamy colour, like the wheel arches, and we have, if it'll show up on the camera, there we go, just to get my thumb out the way, just there is blue, and by looks of it the roof was blue, as along with the centrepiece, the centerpiece along there. We'll see what we can do on that. That's the disassembly part. So, guess where we're going? See you there in a moment. So, welcome to the world famous Diecast Labs stripping venue, or stripper venue at any rate. So, our strippers today are caustic soda, or caustic soda, and they like to come in a 1/8 cup form. And we'll have 2 of those. They like to take a nice hot bath. Our participant there is ready. Can you see the smile on their face? Because they're going to enjoy the strippers. And here we go with it, our hot bath. We like to put the caustic soda in first because we can do a better control of our explosion so that we don't have a big overflow. As you can see, we haven't used all that much water as yet. We slowly keep adding water until we have all the casting covered. Well, all I can say is that our strippers excuse me, are very much enjoying themselves, as is the participant. So they've almost look like they've closed the curtain on us so that we can't see. But we'll add a little bit more water. That will do us. Our participant is covered. Our strippers are dancing very well. See, I've even got some more. This is why I rather put the caustic soda in first. Now we can do the swishy. Yeah, swishy. You know what you do when you're at a strip club. Don't say that you don't. So, this is what happens. Anyway, we shall leave them in peace now. Let them enjoy themselves so that they can have a happy ending. And the next time you'll see the participant, after he's been, swishy, will be naked. And I mean naked. All right. See you there. Well, the strippers, they've had a lot of fun. The participant has had a lot of fun. I mean, he went all the way. So, if nudity offends, you got 3 seconds to look away. 1, and a 2, and a 3. Now there's the base. All I've done is rinsed it after it came out of the caustic soda, and it's come out shiny. The wheels didn't, but we can fix that, or the hubs I should say. We can fix that. So that's nice and shiny. I want to leave it that way. Now here comes the participant. All the paint is gone. Inside and out. That's how we generally like to have it. Now, where others have gone to using the Dremel tool or the rotary tool and using a wire brush on it, I'm still doing this way, just for a bit of fun. I start using the bristle brush. It's no faster doing it the other way. At least I don't think it is. And we're going from being dull to shiny. After I've used the bristle brush, I move on to this steel scourer, which you can pick up from most supermarkets in the cleaning aisle. It flattens out the scratches that the rust leaves behind. Go over the casting like that, and it's even shinier. So compared to that, to what we started with, so I'm going to do that a little bit more off camera. You don't need to see it. You can imagine it. And we'll come back when she's shiny all over. See you in a moment. Well, here's our casting. All nice and shiny. That's because we've been playing with ourselves. Like I said, the base, I am not painting. The hubs, yes, I'll put something on there. Now, I'll get my little pointing apparatus. You'll see just about here, there's a line down here, which can equate to a casting line. But after looking at some Google images, when they had a two-tone, it followed this line down here, just like it does here, and then came across just above that wheel arch, going across that way. So, and it's the same on this side. All right, more pronounced on this side. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'm just going to use this line here and back up there. The only casting lines I've taken away are the ones here on the C-pillar, at the back here, on both sides. So, all right, enough of this negativity. Let's get some covering on. So, we'll catch you in a moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for some 3D printing. Now, excuse me for doing that. We are going to 3D print an interior, a steering wheel to go with the interior, and some new rubber tyres. So that means we're going to be using both 3D printers that I have here. We'll start with the stuff that we need for our resin 3D printer. Sorry, no, we won't, because I've opened up the Creality Print, and the Creality Print is the software that I use for the filament printer for my M3 V3 SE. So what we're looking for are tyres and rims. So we'll go into Print Ready, where it says rims and tyres, and tyres only, I think it is. Da, 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 da. Here we go. That is the tire we're wanting. Let's see what diameter we've got. So we'll check the scale. So we're looking for actually a 17mm. So we're now going to clone that one. We're going for another free, say yes. Control A. We've got it to PLA. Let's double check a few things. No, sorry. See, I'm wrong. We need to change it to the TPE. So we're changing to the Blue Emder TPE settings. So we do a double check. We don't need supports. We're going for the build plate adhesion, which I want is a brim. So that's all I need to change on there. We'll slice the program. Slice the program, I keep saying that. We are going to slice the file, which is our tyre. And this is the brim. And this is how the printer will print the tyre. The red that you're seeing is the outer wall. The green is the inner wall. The yellow is the infill. You know, it's like the inner tube. And that's what it will do. It's just moved up to the second level. We'll change it over to each layer, and that's how it will print on the filament printer. This is the build plate, and it builds from the build plate up. So we will save that file. We'll go into camera to edit, and we'll just save that default file name. So there's the tyres, so we can close that program. We shall now open the Chichi box, or Chichi box. This is for the resin printer, and my printer is an Anycubic Photon Mono 2. So we come back to here. Going to diecast stuff. We're going to, for the interior, we'll use the Dinky 161 Austin Somerset interior, which was provided by Wise Guy 6316. And Wise Guy 6316 is a Timo from Timo's Dinky Restorations. So go and have a look at his channel. He's done the hard part for me in designing the file and making it an STL file. Free to download, and I will put the, and I'll try and put a link in the description if you're wanting to file for yourself. It's free, no charge, but you can always give Timo a like, have a look at his channel, and subscribe to his channel if you wish. So there is the file, or the interior. It may need some slight modification, but that is outside once it's printed. Now the other thing that we need is a steering wheel. So we go back up there, we go up there, I think it's in print ready, and it may be in parts for castings, which I'm fairly sure it is. This is the steering wheel that I want to use. So what we'll do is we'll move the interior out the way for the moment. We'll put the steering wheel in the centre. We shall turn it upside down so the main part of the steering wheel is at the bottom, like so, but we need to resize it. And what I found was the easy way to resize it was to compare it to the Matchbox king size steering wheel, which I already did a print on. So we can turn that one (180), and now we'll look at the scale. The scale that we want is pretty much 9 all the way around. So we can get rid of that one. That helped us save some measurements. We'll scale it. I'm changing that to 9, and that will help us. So the other thing I'll do is, let's see if it's in the center. Now it's in the center. Thank you very much. I will give that support. We'll leave the tip as a light, because what that might do is, when we take the supports off, the little marks that it leaves there might be like the finger grips that we have on our steering wheels, or used to have. We're going to add our supports, which is fine. Go back to our normal view. Again, we'll move that down here a little bit. We'll move that one down here a little bit. Now, I don't need to do supports on this. It is pretty much self-supporting. The only place where we may need to put a support, but I doubt we need to, is out here on the end of the lip. But we'll do a slice of the program. That's not what I wanted. If we go Control A, now we've highlighted everything. We slice. We're changing this to 2.5. We go island detection. It may find something, it may not. We shall wait and see. We're almost done. There we go. This has popped up in the colour. It has found 2. So we're looking at 2. As you can see here, we are a crimsony colour, or this colour here, just on the edge there, and we'll look for it on its casting. Now, it is out there by itself. I'm not too worried about that, as in the next slice it will come right across. But what we can do is, we'll delete it. It has found something down the bottom here at the base, but we shall leave that one as it is. So we'll take that all the way up. We can, I'll send that to home. We'll save the file. So all I need to do now is plug in my USB drive to transfer this file onto the USB drive for the resin printer, and put in a SD card and save the tyres for the filament printer. So we don't need to open that. Go back over here minimise that a little bit. Now a resin printer prints this way. This is our build plate, and the resin printer prints going that way. So each layer, it prints in the opposite direction to the filament printer, or PLA printer, like some people like to call it. That's how it will print live. Right, so when it comes off the build plate, or when you get it off your printer, that's what it will look like off the build plate. And then you wash it in IPA. For the resin, you wash it in IPA, and then you put it into a curing station or UV light. That's why it's called a resin printer. It's a UV resin printer. So we've done all that. We saved it, sliced it. I'm waffling on. That's not unusual now, is it? We can close that program. We can close that window, and I shall see you in a moment with the results. Well, while the vehicle, or the casting's been off in the paint booth and it's drying, we did some 3D printing. You just saw me how I set it up, and here's the result. Here is our interior that we got from Tino's Dinky and Restorations. It does fit inside the casting. I only made a minor adjustment just here, in that I used a needle file to make the groove on both sides, and I've given it a coat of grey primer. We're not painting it any further. Well, I don't think we are. Here is the steering wheel. And that should be able to go into, oops. If Fumble Fingers gets his act together, come on Fumble Fingers, behave. We'll be able to, come on Fumble Fingers, get it in there. Fumble Fingers at it again. I'll try that again. It does fit in. There we go. There's the steering wheel in place. We will glue it in so it doesn't fall out. So that's two parts. Next part are our tyres. If we can get it nicely up to the, so Fumble Fingers. This was done with TPU. The tread is very crisp in there, and they fit on the wheel hubs very nicely. So we have our 4 tyres, we have our steering wheel, we have our interior ready for the vehicle when the paint is ready. So my apologies for the shadow. We've got a new light in here which I might have to tilt so we don't get the shadows. In any case, we'll bring you back because I want to make windows. Whether I do it an easy way or a hard way, you'll have to wait and see. Until then, see you in a moment. Here is our 3D printed interior with our steering wheel ready to go into the car, to which you'll see in the next section, which of course is going to be the reveal. See you there. This is just a reminder as to what I started with at the beginning of today's episode. And here we are. Now, here is the result of what we've done with these Dinky toys, Austin 105. A105, I should say. We've stripped it, we've repainted it. We have 3D printed interior, 3D printed steering wheel, and we have 3D printed rivet heads. Well, post heads. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video. Please leave a comment down below. Ask any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Share the video. And I'll catch you next time at Diecast Labs.